Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 3. I hope you're having a good one because I am so excited to be back. I have been having so much fun with this game. I hope you are as well. So much so that I made some small changes between this episode and the last. It's nothing too crazy and nothing too... Someone just walked in front of the camera. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. It's nothing too crazy and nothing too fancy, but I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. Basically, I just expanded this side of T-Mex a little bit, so we have like a new seating area that I think looks kind of cool. It's not perfect. It's got some obvious sort of seams going on, but it does serve the purpose of getting rid of like the sort of work area on this building that was visible from this main square, so I think it looks okay. And to be fair, there is still work to be done in the back of the building, and it's not exactly perfect when you look at it from above, but I think it's okay. I think it does what I wanted it to do, and I'm gonna just gradually learn how to build stuff better in this game as we go along, because my goal with this, I suppose long term, is that I'd really like to go into the sandbox at some point. I want to use this campaign to learn how the game works. I want to use this campaign to learn about all the building stuff, and then at some point I want to go into the sandbox and I want to build something really cool. So that's the plan for right now, or rather that's the plan for later down the line. The plan for right now is to go out and get some of these genomes, I've already forgotten how to pronounce the Geostern, whatever. I've genuinely already forgotten how to pronounce that stupid dinosaur's name. It's already gone. Hold on a minute. We need to go over here and I need to listen very quickly. It is the Geosternbergia. We got there. It's fine. You know what? More games need systems to teach you how to say things. If you've been around this channel for a while, you know where I'm coming from with that. Every damn game I play that has things that need pronounced, it just ends up being it's a toss-up whether or not I can pronounce it or whatever. Every single time, without fail. It is just constant. Anyway, what I would like to do here very quickly, just before we go and dive into those fossils, is just extend this little bit of path right here, because I'm realizing we can sort of connect these guys together, and that might not be the worst idea in the world to get these guys connected together in a way that I guess looks like that, just like a little sort of S-bend across there. I like that. I do. I also like that this is the darker path going out towards our work area. I'm sure we will have some guests that go out there, but I think that's pretty good. And I suppose now is as good a time as any to deal with these fossils, of which we apparently have many, which is great news. So let's use this one, and I guess, wait, is that one better? No, I think these guys are, maybe. I think we'll just go with these guys is what we'll do. This is 12, that's 11. That's also for the Pteranodon, which is not what we're looking for. So you and you will do just fine. We'll begin the task of going through these things. And I guess I could put multiple scientists on it to bring it down to 52 seconds, just so it's a nice and quick process. That seems like the right thing to do. And then once we get the Geosternbergia, we can increase the number of dinosaur species by hopefully just putting it into one of these other enclosures. I do want to check these guys and make sure that they're happy with, well, ideally a Geosternbergia, which apparently they wouldn't hate, which I guess is fine. We're also at 65%, which is really annoying. We're close to being where we want to be. We do, of course, have more fossils here, so this should do pretty well for us. We'll go ahead and begin this task. And again, I think we'll just sort of put everybody on it, so it's a nice quick process. Also, we happen to have more babies down here, which is actually a problem because now we don't have enough space, which is not good. I don't necessarily want to expand this space, is the problem. So we might need to, we might we might need to make sure that these guys, I might need to take that nest out of there is what I'm thinking. I think this needs to go because it's not doing us any favors. And I think what we're going to want to do is have a look at the, wait, are these guys actually, are they happy? So you're happy. You have environmental issues, which checks out. Okay. So you want more arid land, you want more cover, and you want more fish. I can do that. So the cover, I mean, we have this bit of space up here, which is probably perfect for it. So that gives you that bit of cover you're looking for. The arid land we can actually do with cover as well. So if I do something like this, it gives us a little bit more arid land. We'll do a little bit cover right there. And then for the arid part, I guess we'll do like this. Wait, is this area just not big enough? It might genuinely not be. We might have reached a point where this area is actually not big enough. It just isn't. I think that's genuinely the problem, is this space just isn't actually big enough for these guys, which is potentially going to be disastrous because I might just have to expand what we have here. And I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do that anytime soon, but I get the feeling that we are 100% going to have to, which I just don't appreciate. Okay, we'll deal with that shortly. For now, at the very least, let's get them another feeder so that they're nice and happy in here, which apparently this is going to be too close to one of them. There we go. So that basically answers the question of whether or not the new dinosaur is going in here. The answer, of course, is absolutely not. It's going to have to go elsewhere, which again is fine. Let's go ahead and have a look at the Pteranodon while we're here. We'll just put you on that particular task so I don't burn out the rest of the scientists. And while that was going on, I figured it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get another expedition going out just so we can get even more DNA or genome progress for these guys. So we'll go ahead and get you working on this. We'll just kind of get everybody working on it again to bring the time down that it's going to take to progress the Geosternbergia. And then hopefully, I mean, can they go in here? We haven't been breeding anything in here. Are these guys? Yeah, these guys actually like them. So this would be the perfect place for them. That's pretty good. I was thinking we could build another aviary dome somewhere like here. I was actually thinking specifically that I could, wait, can I change? Oh, I can't change what these look like. That's really unfortunate. I was hoping that I could. My thinking though, if I could like free rotate this thing, which apparently I can't, I was going to put it somewhere like this specifically and kind of create like a triangle out of this aviary, because then we can kind of bring this path out and around it and link it up on this other side. We could have made like a really interesting design, but I think for now it probably just makes sense to send them in here. Also, this is kind of cool. Increase the population to 20. These guys aren't going to be very happy with me. Research land hatchery upgrades 1 at the science center, or take a photo worth $71,000. I think I can take a photo worth $71,000. I need a vehicle is what I need. Wait, how do I take a photo worth, can I control like the little drone in here? Yeah. All right. So we have the little drone. This is photo mode. If I just do that, what's that worth? 38,000. We'll submit it. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but I think we're going to have to go over here and use this drone and do a photo of these guys is what I'm thinking. So do we have, where are they all? There's like one chilling here. I don't know where the rest have got to. Oh, they're all sort of over here. There's a bunch of them. What if I do that as a photo? What is that worth? 200 and, yep, that'll do. All right. Well, that was, yeah, no, that works. That was some easy money. I don't mind if I do. All right, let's have a look at this Geosternbergia thing. It's at 96%, which is kind of wild. It is hopefully a decent sized dinosaur. I've got really no idea if it is. Traits wise, we have 7 available modifications. So let's do 1 in each of these for now. Let's also do, I want to say lifespan a little bit, and I want to say compatibility. And then for The patterns, I mean, I think we do shades of green for the female, maybe blue as well. I think we'll just do the green, and then we'll do like the orange and yellow, and we'll just do random favorites. I think that's okay. And then for the males, we have like this purple, we have this, and I guess we'll throw, that one's a little bit boring. We'll just go for those, and again, random favorites. And then I think we'll do sort of the blue and the purple, and again, random favorites, and that should be okay. So that's what we're gonna go for the Geosternbergia, which is a name I'm never gonna get used to saying. It's an odd one, but we'll go ahead and start working on this. I'm gonna get everybody working on this, so it's a nice quick process. And then unfortunately, we've only got one egg out of this, which is fine, I suppose. We only kind of desire one right now. So we'll begin incubation. We'll go ahead again and sort of put everybody on this. It's going to be a 4-minute process, which is kind of wild, but we can totally do that. We're also seeing a lot of overcrowding down this way, apparently. So I'm kind of wondering if we were to go into research, which admittedly we can't do right now, but I think if we look at economy, somewhere in here there, yeah, path capacity, we have a bit of overcrowding. So in terms of research, we can research wide paths, which I'm really tempted to do. I think that might be a pretty good idea, because we can then obviously have slightly higher capacities on our paths. We could potentially get rid of the need for this sort of double path down the middle, which I don't know if I want to do. I like the double path down the middle, but it's, well, apparently we just have capacity issues. And to be fair, around here is also looking like it might have some capacity issues. Anyway, we'll get to that in just a little bit. We have ourselves a new dinosaur, a weird looking dinosaur, but a new dinosaur, and I'm very excited about this one.
I'm in the process of negotiating a new land purchase in the area, and I'm doing it without exploiting the goodwill of an old friend. How about that? Please, generate the funds to purchase the land, and I will push the contract through.
Okay, I can do that. So we need an additional 800,000, which we're going to manage to do. This guy wants a little bit of cover in here, which is interesting. So let's do a little bit of swamp over this way, which is apparently something it's looking for. We can hopefully make this work for the dinosaur. Hopefully it's going to be happy with this area that we're doing. A little bit more wetland might not be a bad idea. A little bit of dedicated wetland right here, just to again make it a little bit happier. There we go. That seems fine. I think that'll sort of work. Is everybody else still happy in here? The pteranodons are in fact not. They want some more pasture. Okay, this is gonna be a whole thing, isn't it? We'll do some pasture right there. Is there anything that's better for pasture, like grassland? Is this making them happy? I think they might be happy now. Is everybody happy? I think they're all happy. Okay, well, that's fantastic. We are making a ton of money already, but I think putting another I think putting an, I'm not saying that every single time. I'm just not. I'm just not willing. I don't have it in me to keep saying that stupid name. Let's send these guys to rest. Let's just send all of them to rest. It seems like a good idea to make them all nice and happy. We can train them. I think I will also bring in some more scientists, because we are making some pretty good money. So we'll bring in, like, you're good for welfare. You're good across the board. I don't think we can bring in any more scientists, which is totally fine by me. We can go ahead, I suppose, and train you. So you've got 4 points right now. We can just do something like this. So you're better across the board. We can train you, and we can do something like this. We could do something like this and something like this. So you're kind of better across the board, and we can train you. You have 5 points available. So let's do 2 into welfare. Let's do, I want to say 2 into genetics and 1 into logistics, and that'll be fine. Then the rest of them are obviously resting at the moment, which again, totally fine. It's going to take a couple of minutes for them to get done resting, which I don't mind. I am curious to see if these new ones are going to be enough to do this. They absolutely are. actually, which is amazing. So let's go ahead and start that task. We'll get another Geosternbergia into this hatchery, this aviary. And I might still build another one down here. I do think it would be kind of interesting. I've also realized that the money I'm spending comes out of the amount of money that I'm trying to earn for the current. I didn't realize that was a thing. Okay, so basically stops. That's an interesting objective. So that basically means sit there, shut up, and do nothing until, you know, you get the, that's an odd one. That's odd. Anyway, we'll get these guys to get us the new dinosaur. Again, it costs us money, which comes out of the objective challenge thing. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll get another dinosaur in here. It's thus going to make us more money. And again, it looks pretty cool. It's a pretty cool looking dinosaur. As long as it's happy, which it might not be. It has a territory. It wants more cover. And it wants more wetland. I'm starting to think that we don't actually have as much space in here as I thought we did. I'm slightly concerned about the idea that we don't have as much space in here as I thought we did. That definitely, yeah, that definitely has me worried. We can do a little bit of cover there. So they're happy. Are my pteranodons still happy? Yes. Okay. I don't think we're going to manage to get much more into this enclosure. My guests are also still annoyed. Like I said, we do have some overcrowding issues, which will probably be solved by the wider paths. I guess we need to try wider paths. I think it's about that time. We also have custom attractions, configurable attractions for guests, and the lagoon viewing gallery. Okay. I don't have a lagoon right now, so we're not going to worry too much about that. I do wonder if I could put tours into, yeah, aviary tour gates. That sounds fun. That sounds like a really cool idea. But I think first things first, let's do the wider paths. I think we're going to need them. I don't know how we're going to put them in here because, well, frankly, it's this area here is going to need to, I don't know. We'll have to sort of just take out the double paths, I guess, and just bring a wide path down here, which sucks. I like the double path, but I just think we need to. I don't know how this is overcrowded, though. I will admit. This doesn't look remotely overcrowded. At least not compared to sort of what we're seeing down this way. Like, this is a lot more crowded. I wouldn't say it's overcrowded, but apparently it is. Oh, hello. Ooh, we have the wide path. Oh, wait, no, that's research complete. Never mind. Okay, well, I mean, we got new land. That's cool. Oh, hello. Stay here and continue working towards 5 stars or return to the map and move to a different site. That's okay. That's.
The die is cast and we're holding all the aces. Okay, I might be mixing up my games, but the point is clear-ish. We're doing a great job.
Yes, we are, but our client is ambitious, and we are far from done. You can rest when this site is second only to the Las Vegas Strip in popularity.
That really is ambitious. And it's in the very capable hands of my team while I supervise from afar.
Okay. Yeah. So we've managed to complete, I guess, the campaign part of this map, which is neat. I would like to. I don't think we're going to get to 5 stars today. We need 40 flying reptiles. We need 10 different species. The 40 reptiles part would probably be relatively straightforward with another, like, couple of aviaries. The 10 different species is slightly more tricky. I don't even know if we have 10 different species right now. So I don't think I'm quite willing to do that. I also want to see, oh, we actually own all of that wetland down there. That's very cool. Okay. So we could do some cool stuff with this. Like, this is it's like a lake that we have in our territory. Okay. Okay. I can work with that. I can definitely work with that. I'm not going to right now, but I can probably do some cool stuff with that. Anyway, let's have a look at these paths and let's see how exactly this all works. So can I replace? Oh, I totally can just replace existing paths with a wide path. I don't love that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love the look of that. But I think we're just going to do this to try and deal with the fact that we do have this overcrowding. The trees down the middle look a little bit silly, but again, I think we just sort of deal with it. I don't know that we need to expand much further than this with the thicker paths, but I mean, we could. I just don't necessarily think we need to. I think we're kind of good where we are right now. These wider paths they do just look a little bit silly. I'm not gonna lie. They do look a little bit odd. But again, they're working, I assume. I'm hoping it's going to like just generally reduce the overcrowding that we've been seeing. This can have a wider path as well. This probably should be a wider path since it's like the entrance to everything. And I guess that's probably fine. We could make some other paths wider. I don't necessarily know that we need to. I mean, this one maybe makes sense, but yeah, it's an odd look. It's definitely an odd look, but hopefully it deals with the overcrowding problems. That's how I'm going to choose to look at it. Anyway, what I would like to do, I think, is I would like to look into tours. I think tours are a really cool idea. I also love that I can get this down to like 30 seconds for research. I think that's really cool as well. I think some tours that go into the aviaries, though, would be really neat. You know, just something that goes in on this side and kind of goes right through. I don't know how it's going to go through the water, but we'll see if that works out. It should be interesting is my thought process. Anyway, when it comes to my scientists, let's make sure that they're fully trained. Let's give you, I want to say max out logistics. I'm going to say 1 into welfare and some into genetics. We're going to max out your logistics. And I think we'll max out genetics. We'll leave your welfare where it was. We will do the same here. We'll kind of max out everything except welfare. You're going to welfare, and I think that's fine. And then you're the last one. We'll say, I think we're going to max out your genetics just because we can. I think a +9 to genetics is kind of huge. And now we get to try out tours. Now we get to see how this works, because this is, oh, look at these. We have park tours. So hold on. The park tour is an attraction to build through enclosures and aviaries for dinosaur visibility. The number of vehicles in the ride can be altered. Best for herbivores. So these are best for herbivores. The gyro station is best for carnivores. And the balloon tour is best for large dinosaurs. Now, the birds, I think we would want to use the gyro station, right? I want to say I want to say we want to use the gyro station. I think that makes the most sense. So yeah, that's my thinking here. I don't quite know where it should go. I think here is kind of an interesting spot. I also seem to have like angle snapping on, which is really annoying me because I don't want angle snapping on, but I don't have the settings to turn it off right now. So this guy is going to live. I want to put it in here. I like the idea of it being like right next to the entrance. I think that's quite cool. Or I suppose I could put it like way down here. I guess this would work as well. I think we'll do here for now, just to see how it works out. I do want to select this thing and I do want to move it because I want to turn off angle snapping so I can position this thing properly. So it's going to live basically right against this, this path. Oh, this thing actually has entrances and exits on both. Oh, I see. Okay, this will be interesting. I don't quite know. Did I just hear the words incoming hurricane? Uh-oh. That might be slightly problematic. Where's the shelter? We do still only have one shelter. We should get another shelter before that thing gets here. Hold on a second. I can fit a shelter right here, which I want to say is a great spot for an emergency shelter. So it's going to live right there, and we're going to open all shelters. because I don't know what a hurricane's gonna do. I've never experienced a hurricane in this game. I don't know if it's gonna break open my aviaries. I just have no idea. So we'll not take any chances is what we're gonna do. What is this?
Task for you, and
okay.
as a treat, I'm gonna
Park rating to 4 stars, ticket sales, or 2 dinosaurs with at least 2 fights. Have a dinosaur with at least 2 fights won. I want to say we'll do this, is what we're going to do. I think we can pull that off. Now, the tour route for this guy is like this. Yeah, that's what I want to do right there. I want to go into the aviary. So let me edit the tour route again. Let me bring this out and bring it around and then bring it over and then into the aviary. So it goes in. That seems kind of cool. I want it to go straight sort of through the middle of the aviary. It can't go over water, which is really, that's going to make it kind of challenging. Okay. So I need to redo the water in the aviary. All right. Oh boy, hadn't thought about this. I had not thought about this. Let me, oh, I'm messing this up, aren't I? Hold on a second. What kind of, it's not wetland they want. It is, I don't remember how, why does water never behave when I want to do, there's what I'm looking for. So just more water on either side of this thing like that. That's kind of the idea. We can only go so far with it, but that's all right. My hope now is to move the feeders, which is obviously obstructed, and that's not ideal. But if I could get the feeder over there, that would be kind of great. So right about there. Oh, these guys are not happy. What's going on with them? They're agitated by the storm, and there's not enough. Okay, we'll figure that out. It's going to be okay. We'll get there. I need to move this one as well. And I need to put it there. My hope is that I can then do, I want to do a path down the middle of this is my hope. So these guys want, what do they want? They want some arid land and they want some cover. So the arid land is going to be right through the middle is basically my thinking. So we'll remove water. I need a, oh my God, you need a huge, why does this have, why can you not have a teeny tiny little brush for removing water? That's annoying. That's really annoying. Oh my God. Hold on. How do I, so I can't, oh, hold on. So I can't remove water with anything other than a brush this size. What if I turn the intensity way down? That's not helpful. Oh no. That's really, really not helpful. How do I do a tour through here? Maybe you get rid of the water on the sides. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just have like a side where there's water. So like there's water down here. Let's try this. Let's try putting water sort of through here, bring some water kind of over this way, and then remove the water from like the side over here. That's what we're going to have to do. Oh no, this isn't good. We have some injured dinosaurs now, which means we also happen to need to get our hands on a paleo medical facility, which we don't have right now. And also this thing is huge. Good Lord. I definitely think we can go for the Jurassic World version of this thing because there's no way we're fitting the full size one in there. Even this one is pretty huge. We might have to, well, we might have to put it back here, which seems way out of place, but it's kind of like the only spot we have for this thing. It really is. So I think right about there, if I could make it work, would be kind of ideal. But we're having terrain. Oh no, that actually does kind of work right there. So I think that is where this thing is going to live. And then somehow I need to get a path out to it. That's kind of the part I didn't figure out or really think about now that I, well, think about it or, well, don't think about it. Let's do a small little path here, I think. That seems like the best idea to try and connect this thing to everything else. I would very much like to go from here. We'll bring this out a little bit. We'll bring it over. We could try and hug the outside of this building just to make things look kind of interesting. Not 100% sure if we need to do this. And apparently we can't do this. That's great. that's there. That's perfect. That's fine by me. Let's, I guess, keep going this way, and then we'll try and sort of do this kind of angle just so we get something that looks kind of cool. That's the best I can do, is kind of cool. We'll go to there. We'll go from this spot and we'll sort of go straight down through here, taking out the little extra part that we don't need. I'm kind of aiming for this spot, but it's going to be tricky because we're not really going to be able to. Can we really not do that? Can we really not do that? Are you kidding me? We really actually can't go through there? You've got to be joking, because like that little, oh, that's really annoying. I don't want to put them in the building. Oh, I'm not sending them out that way. Is there anywhere else I can take this thing? I could take the path like around here, maybe. That seems silly as well. This just seems ridiculous. Why am I doing this? Can I go like underground with this? Does it matter? It probably doesn't matter, right? It really, I really, what am I, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I making things more complicated than they need to be? Oh, hold on a second. We have a dead dinosaur.
Sometimes triumphant, sometimes.
Oh no.
Of course.
How did this happen? Dinosaurs can die for a variety of reasons: starvation, dehydration, combat, hunting, ailment, old age. Did we have a dinosaur die from their injuries? What happened to you? Died from infected wound? Oh no. Okay, so I wasn't dealing with their injuries because I'm trying to build the medical center that's going to deal with their injuries, and apparently I didn't build it quick enough because the dinosaur's dead now. All right, well, you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to move the response facility, I think. I think that's kind of where I'm at with this, is I need to move the response facility. It needs to be like here now so I can connect these paths is my thought process. I really, oh man, I'm really making this more complicated than it needs to be. But yes, the response facility can live right there, and that's fine. We can now do a wide path that cuts through like this space, I guess, is what we're going to do. So it's going to go right up there, and that'll be fine. It is going to go to here. It's going to go to, I want to say about there, and it's going to go into this space is what it's going to do. So we want to go to about there, and then we'll come off of, say, this spot straight to there, and we'll take out the excess that we don't need. That gives us a connection to that guy, and then from you, straight to there. So now everything's connected and everything should be working, which is totally fine. We do need to reassign our ranger teams. So we'll assign you and assign an MVU team. Over this way, we'll do exactly the same thing to make sure that everyone's getting treated the way they should be. And we need to, yeah, you're undiagnosed. Okay, so we need to get rid of this guy, is what we need to do. This, oh my God, I forgot about the tour. So this was interesting. Yeah, that was, the tour route is, out of here, around, wait, can I, hold on, can I take over, ride this? Manual control, never mind riding it. I'm going this way. I'm forging my own path. That's what I'm doing. I am forging my own path. So it goes in here. You get to see the dinosaurs. You stay on the path as best you can, at least, you know, a regular guest does. I go where I want. It goes through here, which I think is really cool. I think this is a great view of everything. A little bit bumpy. We'll deal with that. It comes back out and then ridiculously just loops around the back of the aviary and back to the start. It's really not a great tour on the back end. It's, in fact, I would argue kind of terrible. That's kind of where I'm at with it, but I wanted this thing in here. I spent the time to research it, so I figured I might as well have a terrible tour. We can make it better eventually, is what we can do. We'll probably have to move it to a slightly different spot. I can have it, wait, what's wrong with you? Major fracture. How do we treat a major fracture? There's also not enough cover or arid land. Okay. Tranquilize and transport to a paleo medical facility. Oh, the emergency shelters are also still open. Whoops. Let's, yeah, okay. All right. So we need to knock him out is what we need to do. So we need to get the capture team at a task, and we need to tell them to knock out the, knock out that little guy is what we need them to do. And then I guess, yeah, so the tourists can cross over roads. That is 100% a thing they can do. It's just that I haven't really left myself a lot of space for the tourists to do that. So it might genuinely be an idea for me to build just like one giant aviary at some point and hope for the best. That really might be what we have to do, and just send some tourists through there, hope that the dinosaurs don't get eaten and murdered. That's potentially the angle that we have here. Whether or not that works out is to be determined. Also, are we trying to tranquilize this thing with a drone while there are guests on a tour in here? Oh no. That is, well, we did it, so fair enough. Let's transport this little guy over to the medical center, and I guess we need you to deal with it, and that should be all right. So how do we pick him up? Wait, how do we pick him up? Do we send out a drone, or what do we do? What do we do to pick up a dinosaur inside of an aviary? Oh, I think it is going to be a drone. Oh my God, it is. It is a drone with a tiny little hook on it. And just like every other dinosaur, we're gonna winch it up. Okay. All right. That is never gonna get old. It's just never gonna get old for me. You know, I've just had a bit of an idea for this, the old gyro tour thing here. First off, a photo point would probably make a ton of sense, just to, you know, get your picture taken with the dinosaurs and whatnot. So we're gonna put that here. But second off, what I'm wondering is, can I demolish this part of the track? Now, obviously, we're gonna keep that part there just in case we need it. But my thought process is, if I was to get rid of that road, I can bring the track out here. Now, bringing the track out here is fine, because I can sort of bring it around, and I can take it straight across this road over here, which is apparently obstructed. Basically, I want to do this, right? So we have this point where the gyrospheres can kind of cross over. I want to be able to go here, is my hope. I would like to get across that path as well, because my plan would be to send them in there, send them into the other aviary. It's just unfortunate that we do in fact have a building right there that's kind of obstructing things. So I'm going to take this out of here, and I'm going to take this light out of here and this path out of here, and I'm going to try my best to do this in a way that will let me put a path back in there if I happen to decide to want to do that. I also really wish I could build this track without having to sort of snap to angles and things like that. It's really annoying trying to do this, and it's really annoying having to like sort of roughly guess where things are, and I like, where are my controls? Why can't I why can't I place a straight section of track right here and then connect it to everything? It's such an odd way of doing things is what it is. Although apparently I can do that. So that's good to know. That's going to be useful. Okay, so this actually kind of works. We actually have managed to get all of the trails kind of going around. The only thing we need to do now is reconnect all of the path stuff that I got rid of. So that's apparently my throat's also not doing well for me today, but that's fine. Basically this is kind of what needs to happen, is I somehow need to be able to cross over this thing in a way that makes sense. Not 100% sure how I'm going to do that yet. I haven't really figured that part out. This is not a great looking crossing, which I don't adore, but also this is a like staff part of things. This is like, you know, staff are obviously kind of using this path more so than anybody else. So I think we can kind of get away with it not looking perfect. And I think we can maybe, I don't know, go off the side of this, for example, and then sort of go off the side of here, take out the extra parts that we don't really need. I think we can make this work, although it looks like we might actually have some obstructions here that are not going to play nicely, which I don't love. Not a huge fan of the fact that they're not going to play nicely. Although this actually, I don't hate this. I don't love this, but it does. I mean, look, we have a gyro tour in here that we didn't have before, so sure. I think I can deal with the fact that this is not perfect looking. I don't think it's going to be, so I think we're just gonna have to deal with that fact. I would like to get a little path down through here. I think that would be kind of interesting. I don't think that's going to happen either. Although I would like to just sort of tidy up this little section in general. So bring this out. We'll bring this down. We can bring this path up to there, I guess. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Yeah, that's a mess. That is a mess of a path is what we've done there. Can I make this part a curve? Is that an option? Is it gonna, that looks better, doesn't it? Yeah, that's I'm willing to sort of deal with that. I think this part as well is gonna, oh, that looks terrible. I do not I do not enjoy the look of that at all. Maybe this building should move. That's maybe what needs to happen. I do not enjoy the look of any of this. What is this? The staff center? Can I move the staff center? Can I get it to like a different spot? Like, can we put it back like here, for example, sort of line it up with the little shape on the left side there? I think right about there for the staff center is kind of perfect. And then connecting that to the path should generally make the path a little more tolerable, I think. Okay, so this works. It's just, unfortunately, we have lost one of our paths, and we're probably going to want to do some detailing alongside a lot of this to make it look a little better. So what I think I'm going to do is go in here with some of the boulder wastes just to get some rocks into some of this space so it looks like there's a little bit more going on. I think doing some sort of Joshua Tree woodland in here is going to help sort of bring some of this together as well. Again, just to make it look like there's a little something going on. And I think that's kind of how I'm just going to try and make this look a little bit more detailed. I could obviously go in with props, and I do want to do that. I want to go in with scenery items at some point here in the not too distant future, but we're dealing with a pretty big area. So I think for now, just using sort of the different brushes is fine. I think we can kind of get away with a little something like this, just to make it look like there's a little bit more going on around the Gyrosphere tour thing. There we go. I do think this looks pretty cool. I, again, do want to go in and do some detailing manually at some point, and apparently some of the rocks are slightly encroaching on our path, but that should be all right. I think this looks pretty neat, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. We've also got our injured dinosaur back in the aviary, which is perfect. So let's take a moment and look at some research stuff. Let's see what we can do. We do have some medicine stuff in here for infected wounds. I think researching that is going to be a really, really good idea. So immediately we're going to do that. I also want to look at expeditions because I would like to just see what else we can get our hands on around here. We do have that thing, the name of which I've already sort of forgotten, which is maybe not worth going after. We do have a couple of things in here that we don't have already, so I think we'll head down that way and see what we can get our hands on and see if maybe we get some new dinosaurs out of it. We'll see if they're maybe friendly with the dinosaurs that we have, and if they are, then great. If they're not, then whatever. We can sell this. Oh, that's very cool looking. That one's cool looking. They're all very cool looking, actually. Okay, I am absolutely here for this. 100% here for this. We're gonna get 64% from this pretty much right away, which I love the idea of doing. I think we'll begin this. We'll go ahead and get you working on this, which is gonna be nice and quick. Having the high level scientists is making just everything so much quicker, and I absolutely love it. I'm wondering if we can send out another expedition while we have some stuff going on. It looks like we probably can. We can send out you. So again, we're going to have more fossils by the time we're done looking at the fossils we just got. Also, little fun detail. It turns out you can change the direction that the tour goes, and you can change how many vehicles there are per whatever distance. That's very cool. I like that. So I brought the distance down. There's one vehicle every 50 meters now, which I'm assuming is probably going to upset the dinosaurs a little bit. But for the most part, they seem happy, except for the one that's in the way. You're gonna need to move there, buddy. Thank you. That's a little bit more of what we're looking for. That's good. Always good when they get out of the way. Let's go ahead though. Oh, hold on a second. What are you annoyed about? You want more cover. Okay, can we give you just a teeny tiny little bit of cover? Is that a thing we can do in here? Just like over this way? I think I might be getting rid of somebody. No, I'm not getting rid of your cover. 90% is going to make it tricky to 98%, 106%. Okay, that's better. Are any other dinosaurs upset in here? Oh, hello. No, I think for the most part they're fine, which is good. That is absolutely what we're looking for. So let's have a look at these fossils again. We have a bunch of them that we can play with. We have anything in here that's going to give us a ton of DNA? Not really. We could get 4% more genome on the Geosternbergia just to get up to 100%. I think that would be a good idea. I think going for some of these guys as well, just sort of a nice mix of dinosaurs is going to be for the best. That way we can gradually get all of them up there a little bit. And there we go. We have two more dinosaurs, two more flying dinosaurs with their genomes at 100%, which is fantastic news. Very, very happy about that. We're actually doing pretty well, I would say. These guys look a little bit less friendly, admittedly, so I don't think we'll worry too much about those. I know the Quetzals are huge. I've played Ark, so I know those guys are pretty huge. Also interesting that these guys have the lowest appeal out of all of the dinosaurs that we can get here. These guys aren't really much better. They're a little bit better than these guys, but not by much. That is, oh, these guys are quite good as well, actually. I don't mind that. I'm quite okay with that, actually, but I just need to know, are they friendly with anybody? Can we put them in here with anybody else? Is that a thing? It doesn't, so there, I mean, their preferences are okay. What about these other guys? Are you guys willing to share with anybody? I mean, this enclosure is probably not big enough in general. They will share with the Tapejara, which is good. We probably just need to put them in a different enclosure if we're going to be doing that, because we just don't have the space. And my problem with that is obviously we just put a tour through there. So my thought process is we have a decent bit of money. Maybe we just build another aviary dome. That might be the call here, is we just put an aviary dome, say here, and we just turn it into like a big triangle, essentially, would be my thinking. Obviously the Torgo is kind of in front of it, so getting some paths through here is going to be tricky, but I think this is the way to go. I think we build a dome there. I think we do this. I think we do this. We can extend it sort of either way if we need to, which I'm fine with. But what I'd like to do is make sure that we have space for a viewing gallery at the front here, which is technically possible. Looks like the tour is sort of going alongside of it. That's all right. We can do the Texarkana thing right there, and that gives us a good view of pretty much the entire thing. If needs be, that tour path can be moved. I would like to try and avoid doing that, but it's honestly probably going to have to move, to be completely honest with you. That's probably just where it's going to be. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to connect all this together. I haven't really thought ahead, to be completely honest. It also seems that we have a sandstorm coming in. Wasn't really prepared for that. Not gonna lie. Was not was not expecting a sandstorm. We should be all right. I don't think a sandstorm is going to be the end of the world here. What I will do is bring this out to about here. I want to put a little bit of a cut into that path and take out just all of the excess that we have. In fact, we'll keep that bit, but I want to just do a curve here. I think a little curve around there would be kind of nice. And I think it looks good. As for this side, I hate how these crossings work. I really do. They look terrible. I mean, I do sort of understand why they need to be like this, but I also don't, because they just look awful. Like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot for a tour crossing. I don't love that. Can I edit the thing and maybe just try and make this a little bit better? I want to put this path in here first is what I want to do. I think the path needs to go here, and I don't know how we're doing this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't. It might just be better for the path to go down this way, and then the tour sort of, I think that's what we're gonna do. The path goes here and here, maybe a little further over, just slightly. So we kind of do this sort of thing, right? That's unfortunately also not going to work. It's really annoying. I think it's because I had curves on. So if I do this, basically, so that gives us a space in here where this tour path can go. My hope in doing this is that I can, in fact, have the tour go across that part of the path. Whether or not I can, we're about to find out. Really? That's really? I really really can't do that. Why? Why can I not do that? That's silly. That's like the perfect spot for it. Come on now. Let's be serious here. This is a serious video game. Let's please let me do this. There's what I want. Okay. So that is the reason it's not possible, I'm assuming, is because there was like an intersection. Oh, that's so frustrating. But I mean, we're getting somewhere with this, right? That's the hope. I guess technically I can do I can't do the path there. Can I do the path here? I can do the path there. I don't like it there, but I don't think I'm gonna get much of a choice. Okay, so after a little bit more messing around, this is going to have to do. I'm not willing to spend forever making this a thing. I'm also not gonna send the tour through this aviary because I just don't think we need to. I think the tour is doing just fine where it is. So let's get ourselves an aviary hatchery on this guy, which if I put it here is going to have a power connection, which I think just makes sense to put it there. So that's just what we're going to do. This path also is just going to go up there. I think that's totally fine. I think we can maybe go for the default path on this connection, just because it's sort of a staff thing, I suppose. I also kind of wonder, would it look better to make that a medium path? It kind of does, doesn't it? I do think that looks a little better. These guys could also potentially be upgraded. I am not really willing to do that. I just don't think we need to. This connection here cannot exist because obviously the tour goes through here. But at the very least, we do have this as a thing, which is fine by me. So let's get a ranger team on this. Why do we have 4? You know what? I don't want to know why we have 4 ranger teams. I might have messed something up somewhere is what I might have done. I might have messed something up. We're not going to worry too much about what I've messed up, but I might have messed something up. Regardless, we do have the capacity to put new dinosaurs in here. These guys, for example, could go in here, but they would be friendly with these guys, I think. So I don't know that I want to do that. I think I want to put these guys in here because they have good appeal. So let's modify the genome. Let's, you know what? I'm kind of fine with I'm fine with like the defaults on these guys, to be honest. I think traits wise, I want fertility, compatibility, lifespan, and this. A bit more lifespan, I think, is good. A bit more appetite is probably good. And compatibility, we'll go with that. They're gonna be a little bit more expensive to make, but that's what we're gonna go for. We'll go ahead and begin. And I guess we'll do you. We'll just put sort of everybody on this, I guess, just to make it a nice and quick process. Oh, well, that's not good. We might want to open all the shelters again, just to make sure that nobody gets injured in the storm and that, you know, if a dinosaur were to escape, no one gets eaten by it. But for the most part, we seem to be okay. So we'll close the shelters again. The storm has quickly passed. We have this hatchery ready to go. We have 1 egg out of here, which is totally fine. The desired population is 1 of each. So we'll start here. You are vulnerable, which I don't love, but we don't have much of a choice. Let's begin incubation. We'll get you and you to work on this. And we have another empty bay over here where we'll get another one. We'll begin that particular task, and we can hopefully have this go relatively quickly as well. We can release 1, we'll get the other in there in no time at all. And just while we're here, let me go ahead and rest you before you burn out and quit. Okay, here we go. We have another new dinosaur. It's not as big as I thought it was gonna be. Big old nose on it though. I mean, we knew it had a big old nose on it, but it's still a relatively small dinosaur, which is...
You modified an animal's very genome, implanted that genome into an egg, which you then incubated, and you hatched, and then you released that animal into the world. In one sense, it's miraculous. In another, deeply unsettling.
Thank you, Jeff Goldblum. I always appreciate your feedback, but we're going to release another one, is what we're going to do. And I'm also going to just not worry too much about watching that one up close, because we do need to figure out what these dinosaurs are going to be wanting. And apparently it's going to be a lot by the looks of it. So actually, well, not that much. They're going to be fine. So they want cover, they want pasture, they want water, obviously. So let's do some non-native bushland. That seems kind of like a nice idea right there. We'll do some non-native forests because we're getting kind of close to the swamps. So I think we can start to sort of blend things in here a little bit, which has given them so much more cover than they necessarily wanted, which is fine by me. I do want to put some grass in here as well, and maybe a slightly larger brush to do this, just because I think, again, we're getting kind of close to the swamps. We might as well do a little something to start to kind of blend things together a little bit. I do think a bit less intensity on this might be good, just to sort of feather things slightly. I think that looks okay. And then in terms of water, I mean, water right in the middle seems like a solid idea. We'll just do this, and that's got them actually really happy. We'll do a bit of water going this way as well, just to change things up. This is really barren looking. I don't love how this looks. It is not the most interesting looking enclosure, but I mean, if it makes the dinosaurs happy, then so be it, I guess. But it really is not all that interesting. I want stuff in here, you know? I want to do like more non-native forest or something. So like just a bit of something here, a bit of something there, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, just something to make this place look a little bit more, I don't know, just overgrown, I guess is the word I'm going to go with. It's not the word I'm looking for exactly, but it'll have to do. At the very least, these guys are happy now. There's 2 of them in there, 1 male, 1 female. They're doing just fine. Hopefully the guests enjoy looking at the new dinosaurs. I don't love the trees sticking out of the enclosure, but that's also just gonna be fine. It doesn't really look like too many people are going towards it. You guys are sort of vaguely heading that way, which is great. What are you doing? You're not, okay. So they're not going to look at the new dinosaurs. They are watching the gyrospheres, but are you guys going to the new dinosaurs? There's people going to the new dinosaurs. Okay, as long as people are going there, I'm happy enough. You know, one thing I will say about these dinosaurs is we could absolutely put a nest in here because there's only 2 of them. We can let them sort of breed a little bit and hope for the best. I'm also hoping that putting that in there hasn't done anything for the, no, they're happy enough. They're actually very happy in there, which is great. So hopefully we can get some more of those. That'll get people nice and interested in coming to see them, which is what we're looking for. I don't think it's going to get us to 5 stars exactly, but it should get us to the point where we have $225,000 in ticket sales. So at the very least, I can do that contract, and that'll make me happy, even if, you know, we're not all that much closer to 5 stars. I think getting 5 stars here is going to involve going to other locations. I think realistically, this is probably the last thing we're doing at this park for today. Oh, now look at this. We have our first little baby, whatever this thing is called. Fantastic. That's so good. I wanted to make sure this happened just before we wrap things up for today. That should get people nice and happy. While I was waiting for that to happen, I did. Oh, what is this? Hello. We're not disrupting my animals. I'd like some reputation from those guys. We can now research the monorail, which is very exciting. But what I did decide to do, just while I was waiting for that thing to come out of its nest, I put some lights in here. I swapped out the old trees and planters. I put some cypress trees in here. I got some lights in here just to try and make this feel a little bit more like a sort of boulevard thing. The cypress trees do feel slightly out of place, I'm gonna be honest. But they're Mediterranean cypress trees, and so my thought process is Mediterranean, warm, Nevada desert, also warm, thus cypress tree. You can see where my brain went with that. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's where my brain went with it. So yeah, we have cypress trees in here now. Anyway, that is going to do us for today. We've managed to get a bunch of new dinosaurs in here. We've got a lot of progress with this park, but obviously we do have other parks that we can go to and explore, and I'm definitely wanting to do that. So that's going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.